So the lion does not hunt. In my last video, I talked about the nature of leisure maxing and the book Leisure is the Basis of Culture. In this video, I want to talk about the social dynamics that I see unfolding as our society progresses. So there's a lot of people that think that we're in a feminized society or we're in a matriarchal society. So that means that our society is no longer a patriarchy. And to some extent, that is true in the sense that we're no longer in a patriarchal society, because you can tell a patriarchal society by the nature of tradition and religion and authority. And so in a patriarchal society, you have a Godhead as the All-Father that everyone venerates and worships and obeys. Then that progresses downwards from the one, from God himself, down to the country or the state, down to the local communities, and down to the family structure. And as we all can feel, all of those stages of patriarchy are no longer present in our society. And so I don't necessarily that means we're now in a matriarchal society. What I see that we're heading towards is actually a society more akin to that of a lion pride. And so in a lion pride, the man or the male lion does not go out and hunt. He stays there and raises the kids. He's the protector of his land and his family and the protector of culture. And then the woman, the lioness, goes out and hunts and does all the work for the pride, you could say. And so I think that reflects the age that we're in right now. And so with the age of girl bosses and women doing better in education and the workforce and earning more money than men, that we're actually moving more towards a society akin to that lion pride. And so what that will look like is that men at large will be taking the leisure maxing pill. They will decide that they want to contemplate and study philosophy and practice philosophy, as well as educate their kids and make sure that they don't get indoctrinated or plagued by the ills of society. And so the women then will go out into the world and work and earn money and slave away in the corporate system that is all pervasive. And they do better in this pervasive, feminized workplace. And that's why so many men are just leaving it entirely or creating their own businesses and doing their own thing, is because it no longer is a patriarchal structure that we mentioned earlier. It is this more feminized matriarchal structure. And so women do better at it, and we can see that in the stats. And so men will, by and large, then stay at home. The women will go and work. And through this new social structure, there will become a new class of people. You could call them the homeschooled people, or you could just call them lionized people, the people that live in this new structure of the girl boss mother going to work, and then the stay-at-home father who's not a sort of a soy boy father, fat, bearded, forever child, but more of this lionized figure of the philosopher king who leisure maxes at home and raises the children and teaches them all these esoteric philosophies and education. They learn the Trivium and the Quadrivium. Logic, grammar, and rhetoric is the Trivium, and the Quadrivium is arithmetic, music, astronomy, and geometry. Those are the traditional liberal arts, the free arts, the study of a free man, the study for people that don't do acts for an end goal or for an ends. They do acts in and of themselves. So they study for the sake of studying. They don't do some servile art of, I study, let's say, economics so I can get a better job and so I can make money and I can do all these things. They are truly the free men. So this new class of free men and this new freedom class will arise, and they will supplant the current order, because these people will be so much better off than the masses. They'll be more educated. They'll be smarter. They'll just be healthier. They will have better social dynamics. They'll just be better people in general. And so if we truly live in a meritocratic society, these people will then supplant the current regime. But if that doesn't occur, we no longer live in a meritocratic society, as we think we don't actually live in anymore, then what will happen is that these communities will arise in which this social structure is predominant, and this belief and this ethos is predominant. And these new social communities will form and rise, and they will be autonomous in a sense. They will be self-sustaining. And I see that as the future. And so not only take the leisure maxing pill, but take the lion pill. So thank you guys all for watching. I hope you guys have a good weekend and a good rest of your day. All right, bye.